Everybody, Tim Buckley with you here as we work our way into your Tuesday evening. We're getting ready for more cold weather. I hope you're ready for it because it is going to be chilly. It's already chilly outside. Maybe we're not used to it. Maybe we're not acclimated to it. I guess I'm not because it feels cold to me. But in any case, more cold weather is on the way. We've got about a 2-day winter spell left for us to get through. And then, well, we'll be talking about warmth and shorts and short sleeves and all those things by the weekend. Let's get to your forecast here. Taking a look at the current conditions around the area right now. It's chilly, very, very chilly right now. Temperatures only sitting in the low 40s here as we stand at 6:30 in the evening. So pretty impressive level of cold for this time of year. Obviously, it can get cold in March, but we're toward the second half of the month of March now, so this is pretty impressive stuff. Mid-20s for the mountains, mid-30s for the foothills. That's live right now. We are already backing off into the low 40s. It actually took us pretty much all day to warm ourselves up into the 40s. So we didn't even get above freezing until about 11 o'clock or so earlier. You can see just how much that chill really was. And the daytime high only popped up into the mid 40s. So like I said, just a cold one. Any way you slice it, today was cold and it'll continue to be cold. It's basically cold all up and down the eastern United States. And that's something that we're going to continue to find at least for about one more day. Remember we talked about the big cold front, how impressive it was going to be? A big trough in the jet stream behind it. And you can see it plainly. Kind of a pretty cool temperature map here where you can see just how the jet stream really made its magic work, just carving out that area of temperatures in the teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. It's even cold basically all the way down to the Gulf Coast. Now, earlier today, we did have temperatures that were in the 20s. That was earlier this morning. Heading into tomorrow morning, it'll basically be just as cold, but a little bit worse. So where we're going, I expect us to be in the mid-20s for tomorrow morning, even the teens for Boone and the North Carolina mountains. So this is going to be a cold way to start your Wednesday, and obviously freezing temperatures are a bit of a problem, and they're going to have quite an impact, I would expect. So it's a couple things to know. Cold nights are ahead tonight and tonight and Wednesday night. Yes, tonight and the next 2 nights basically are going to be cold for us. We'll have freezing temperatures, lows anywhere between about 24 and 29 degrees. You do want to go ahead. If you have summertime plants, things you've bought from the garden center, seeds you've started, anything like that, you probably know better than me what needs to be protected, honestly. It's your garden. You should know these sorts of things. I'm not an expert in that field, but I will tell you, lots of plants have trouble when you get to this level of cold. Now, otherwise, things like fruit trees, I'm not sure what can be done about that. The peach crops, all those type of things, those blossoms, they could really get burned by this sort of thing. So we might be facing some level of loss when it comes to crops. Hopefully not, but that's a bit of my concern as we go into then. Now, we could have some frost on the windshields too, and that means you got to at least allow a little bit of extra time for tomorrow morning. Temperatures will be in the 20s early tomorrow, mid-40s for tomorrow afternoon. Now, there could be some clouds from time to time. That's something in the forecast that I think we'll kind of keep an eye on for tomorrow, that we'll have some scattered cloud cover at least. But it's going to be a chilly day. Not as windy as today was, but Wednesday is still a chilly day of weather. And here's kind of the way that it is. Cold weather here right now, here tomorrow. But with that high pressure area sailing away from us and kind of moving offshore, we're going to start to see a warm front moving in. That'll take place slowly but surely going into the day on Thursday. And then after that, we're going to be finding it just gets warmer, because once we look at the pattern across the country, I mean, we're talking about temperatures that are in the 80s in the mid-south and the southern plains, right around 90 in Oklahoma, upper 90s in the southwest. There's some real warmth to be had across the country, and it's difficult to contain all of that. So once we get toward the weekend, we'll be finding ourselves seeing things in the 70s for a little while, and then even close to 80 for a little while by Sunday. So a lot to get to by the weekend. In the here and now, well, it's still cold in the mountains. In fact, it's been snowing on and off throughout the day in Boone. Looks like our camera's having a little trouble there, but in any case, it was looking pretty earlier today. Here's a live look at Maggie Valley. They still have a little snow on the ground. You can kind of see it in the foreground here. Sunshine worked its magic on some of the slopes, but there's still some snow to be found. And so that was pretty impressive to see what they were able to do across the area earlier. So we know we are going to get colder and colder throughout tonight, and then we'll start to get warmer by the end of the week. I did want to pass along a little tidbit, and I think we'll talk a little bit more about this coming up on the Weather Impact Show. But yesterday, this is new information. We did get confirmation from the National Weather Service in Blacksburg, Virginia. They're responsible for most of our northern counties, that there was a tornado that touched out in Martinsville. This is earlier yesterday, so you might be familiar with Martinsville, of course. Here's Eden, there's Price. This is Rockingham County, that's Stokes County just to the left. But this was a storm that we were tracking for a good portion of the morning for you, with tornado warnings in Stokes County, Patrick County, Virginia, and it moved its way right along into Martinsville. They found about a half mile of a touchdown with wind speeds that were right around 80 miles per hour. So pretty significant, not a huge storm, but even so, it just goes to show you what we were working with yesterday and what kind of impressive energy there was, even if not all of us saw really bad damage or really bad weather. As far as the rest of this week is concerned, we're not likely to find much of any rainfall. There's a chance we could get a couple passing showers at times heading into the weekend, maybe a better chance of that by the second half of the weekend. That's when we will see a stop to our big weekend warmth. So I'm including at least some chance of some rain on the backside of the front Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, but those are low chances. I'm not seeing big levels of rain headed our way anytime soon. So the drought's going to continue. We're not really seeing much of that, but we have at least had some decent rain over the last couple of days. We certainly had it yesterday. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast as we track the weather across the Carolinas here. We're looking at warmth slowly coming back. But you have to have a little patience. Tomorrow, still going to be cold out there. Temperatures will be in the mid-40s pretty much throughout the entire day. As we get into Thursday, right around 60 degrees, and then right around 70 on Friday. And then for the weekend, as of now, I have us in the mid-70s. We'll be right back after this.